Melusi's Everyday Zulu.
Aw, Mntungwa.
Shengo shabalala, donga lika Mavuso njani?
Hayi ngiyaphila wena unjani Mntungwa?
Hayi sikhona mfethu.
Hayi no. Ngiyabonga man ukuthi you taking time out of your day to come spend an hour, 30 minutes with me on what is, I'll say, the first episode of the Melusi's Everyday Zulu podcast. However, if you remember, a few years back, I'd actually recorded an audio episode with Untitled Chapter, and then I shared it with you and you listened to it.
Yes.
But I did not then continue with that podcast series at that time. And hence this, I'm going to say, is episode 1, even though there was an episode 1 that was recorded previously. So welcome to the first episode of Melusi's Everyday Zulu. You are my first guest, when esteemed Ubaba Ufred Khumalo.
Thank you very much. It's an honor. I've always admired your work on Facebook in particular. But of course, your book, Magenge as Kulumeni. Let's talk.
Yes.
So, So the admiration is mutual, I guess.
This has made my day to have someone like Fred Khumalo say the admiration is mutual. Me, I'll just take it to humoring me because you're on my podcast. No, but thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, this podcast, Wenabab Khumalo, is an offshoot of the Melusi's Everyday Zulu Facebook page and the Melusi's Everyday Zulu book and the features that I'd previously had on East Coast Radio and on Kaya FM. So also another reason I've decided to do a podcast is a lot of the followers want to hear what the words sound like, so because the Facebook page, the content is written content,
Yes.
People will see the word, see the meaning of the word, but they don't know what it sounds like.
Yes.
So I've decided to let me, to a certain degree, satisfy some of that by having this podcast. But obviously, the podcast will not be produced at the same frequency that I write on the page.
Yes.
I'm looking to do an episode a month with a guest who is Zulu or someone who speaks isiZulu. For instance, Thapelo Mokoena is a Mokoena, but he's a Mokoena that speaks isiZulu. That's why I had him on.
Because ukulele KZN.
Yes, Mnambiti, in fact. Yes, he's from Mnambiti, if I remember correctly. Yeah. And so I'm going to have all manner of interesting people. Like I say, some of them will not be even Amazulu. Maybe there'll be Umlungu Khuluma Zulu that I'll be sitting here with, or an Indian. Who knows? I mean, I've seen them on social media. They speaking in Zulu,
Hammersdale, my township in KZN, a couple of years ago, before COVID, we are at a local mall.
Yeah.
So unkosikazi uphethe i-handbag, uyiphethe roughly budlapha nje yabo.
Yes.
And then this woman says, "Hey, what's this? Bazoyihlwitha le handbag yakho."
Yeah.
And we turn around. Ubani lo ukhulumayo? Ishana siyalibuka nje ishana. Kanti lona elikhulumile. Ngithi sibambe kanjena lesikhwama sakho. Accent umfethu njengoba ngikhuluma. Ishana lelo lapha eHammersdale Mall. Yes.
Yeah.
So,
exactly. So maybe one day I'll have that Chinese lady sitting here. I mean, even though we haven't gotten into our word, but now that we are speaking about Ama China, it's quite interesting. We really put effort into differentiating between Japanese, Korean, and Chinese. We just say I'm a China. You might find that that woman was not even Chinese.
She's Asian. China.
Of Asian persuasion. Yes. It is something, though, that we really need to do better on, because I do know which people get offended. As you would too, if people just said you are something that you're not, However, as per what I just said earlier, we're going to do a word per episode. And the word that I decided to go with here speaks to, even though this is the first episode, it's a continuation of what I started, Thapelo Mokoena.
Yes.
So that word is Qhubeka. Qhubeka. Qhubeka.
Yes.
Qhubeka. Yes, Qhubeka, not Qhubeka. 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 Oh, and then there's Qhubeka, which is a different thing. So Qhubeka is continue. Carry on.
Yeah.
Yes, which is what I'm saying. Continuing from where I left off, Thapelo Mokoena, I am also continuing on the broader Melusi's Everyday Zulu project and finding new ways to deliver and bring this content and beautiful language to life. So, ngiyaqhubeka.
Yes.
Ngiyaqhubeka with this Everyday Zulu project.
Yes.
And then Qhubeka is singular, but if you're speaking to more than one person, then it's Qhubekani. So Qhubekani.
Yes.
Qhubekani. And Qhubeka, I mean, very much similar to the American term, babies and fuck around and find out.
Yes.
Qhubeka is also used in that sense.
Qhubeka. Uzobona.
Yeah, Qhubeka. I mean, a lot of us grew up being told that.
Yes.
When you are running around the house, when you're told not to run or behaving badly, and you get told, Qhubeka. And lo and behold, it would end in tears.
Abana these days, Qhubeka uzokubamba umkhwanazi.
Qhubeka uzokubamba umkhwanazi. Oh, plural. Qhubekani. Uzonibamba umkhwanazi. Hey, umkhwanazi is quite topical.
Oh yes, of course.
Mkhwanazi, because he shocked all of us with the revelations. I mean, we know that South Africa has a problem with crime, but what he revealed was a shocker. Look, I think we had suspicions with such things were going on. I think for me personally, what shocked me is the naming.
Yes. Yes. He wasn't just making wild allegations anonymously. No, you were saying so and so.
Yes.
So and so did this. And these are highly regarded people. Some people were even saying, Lama revelations lawa Enziwe Mkhwanazi have scuppered ambitions, presidential ambitions. But ngelinye ilanga uzoba president wezwe kodwa manje ke after this mhlambe ngekuzenzeka. So a person olapha phezulu akhonje ukuthi khona into ozenzile zingekho right.
Hey, I know, it's scary. However, and it can feel overwhelming to us as average citizen.
Yeah, exactly.
But we must continue. Finally, Qhubeka in our little corners, doing our best to try and contribute towards building this country to be the country we all know it can be. There are days where it really is hard to even make the effort. Because you're thinking, if we are doing this and there are just people who are supposed to be, personally, I don't like calling politicians leaders. I have never viewed them as my leaders. They don't lead me. But for the purposes of the language that is used generally, the people who are meant to be leading this country, if they are dragging it down, to try and do our best to build the country. But even in the face of all of that, we have to Qhubeka.
Yes.
We have to continue. We have to wake up every day. We have to be kind to each other. We have to be helpful to each other. And that is how we will ensure that the bad men don't win.
Yeah.
It is in our hands. We must never feel as if we are completely helpless. I mean, that is my view on that. I don't know what you think.
No, there's a noun from Qhubeka as well. A very positive, inspirational noun.
Yes.
Inqhubekela phambili.
Inqhubekela phambili. Progress.
Progress.
Inqhubekela phambili. Progress. Yes. That's what we need, right?
Yes.
Inqhubekela phambili over perfection.
Yes.
Every day we make the effort. You know,
Exactly.
every day we support each other. I mean, I thank my brothers here at BWD Advertising for helping us record the podcast, because that's how we progress when we work with each other.
Yes.
You know, so Qhubeka phambili comes from that. You know, it doesn't come from selfishness. You know, and so, but what's important when at Afred is that we need to continue ukukuzelana, you know, ukukuzelana, which is to encourage each other.
Yeah.
Guguzela is encourage. And also be open to encouragement.
Exactly.
Because some people are not incorrigible. They're just down. They cannot be encouraged. So I never guguzelega, man. Now, what's wrong with you?
And my people in KZN, when they're about to unleash violence upon you.
Yeah.
But Qhubeka.
Qhubeka.
When Qhubeka.
Yes. And Qhubeka is be reprimandable.
Yes.
You know, behave yourself.
Yes.
Behave yourself. Stop this thing.
Yes.
You are being told to behave. Behave. Qhubeka.
Yes.
Yeah. No, you are right. It's also a warning.
Yes.
You know, with
Qhubeka.
Because this thing that you're looking for, you know, it reminds me of an interesting expression that I came across that says, the thing that you're looking for is also looking for you. You know, so Qhubeka. And for me, that's quite fascinating, in fact, as a concept. What do you think is going to happen when you are doing a thing that has a particular outcome? You are not different. You are not special. You know, if you drink and drive, one day you will crash.
Exactly.
Because that's what happens.
Yes.
One day you'll get arrested because that's what happens. You know, you are surprised now. How? Mango. What do you think was going to happen?
Yeah.
I mean, when we are Qhubeka.
Yeah.
We are Qhubeka, we are Pools, we are Shayel. We are Qhubeka, we are Pools, we are Shayel. What do you think is going to happen? And so many of us live on prayer because we take actions and then pray with the outcomes are not going to be the predicted outcomes of those actions.
Yes.
You know, so, and how many of us live like that? Where the only reason you have not encountered those outcomes, just pure luck. Not because of your decision making. Because we are Qhubeka. We are Qhubeka. We are Qhubeka. You know, that kind of thinking also hit me. That's how I ended up even writing Makenge We Need to Talk, the book that you mentioned. You know, I was looking at my life and I was living with anxiety. Ne? And I was looking outside, looking with anxiety. Where am I getting this anxiety from? And then one day it hit me. But no. This anxiety is self-inflicted.
Exactly.
You are scared of the outcomes of your decisions and actions.
Yes.
You're waking up every morning going, am I going to get fired today?
Yes.
Because you went to work drunk.
You misbehaved. Yes.
And I thought, Melusi, ungaqhubeki on this path. Melusi, don't continue. Ungaqhubeki. Unga is a negator, right? Not always, because there's ungaqhubeka. But in this context, ungaqhubeki. Living in a multilingual society like ours is fascinating, you know. And I mean, I don't want to lie, I thoroughly enjoy interacting with people of different cultures, different languages. And that's one of the reasons I've continued with Melusi's Everyday Zulu. You know, it has opened up my world to interacting with people that I otherwise would have nothing to do with.
No, ngibona amabhunu laphana kwilokhuzana ku-Facebook yakho la ayakulandela.
In fact, you know, you brought up something interesting about my white followers, right? When I started this thing that eventually became Melusi's Everyday Zulu, I had no interest in teaching anyone isiZulu. You know, I was just...
So how did it start, Kant?
So, as you know, I work in advertising. I got into advertising in 1998 as a junior copywriter. And within the first few months, I wanted out. And my biggest problem was how the industry treated our languages. versus English and Afrikaans. You know, and I felt, how can I work in an environment where they clearly do not respect us? You know, so I had that gripe. And it's related to how this thing started. And then by 2001, I'd left the industry. I go entertainment, since I'm a bash, you know. But I came back and I still had the same issues. There was just this gripe that I had with the industry. But where I'm going to be honest is there were improvements. You know, there were improvements, for instance, the quality of translations had gotten better. The challenge that remained, and in fact still remains, is that most creative departments, or a lot of creative departments, are staffed by white copywriters who do not understand the languages that they are meant to produce work in. Therefore, sometimes if you can listen to, say, a Metro FM, and you hear an ad in English, sounds amazing. You hear the isiZulu version of that ad, and it's not as great.
Yes.
Because
sometimes it's a direct translation.
Sometimes it's a direct.
They miss the nuances,
Or things like the presenter or the voice artist umsutu. Because if I'm a voice artist and they say to me, can you do isiZulu? And I know what Zulu Sami is not great. I need the money. I'll take the gig. So you have those things. And those were things that were frustrating me. So in 2017, I decided to write an article that I was going to get published. And in the article, I was calling out the marketers. I wasn't even dealing with the people on the agency side. I was saying marketers that continue to work with agencies that don't have the right kind of teams to deliver respectful work for Black audiences should be ashamed of themselves. In fact, I called them out and said, they are failing at their jobs because you are wasting money. You are spending billions, because advertisers spend billions. You're spending billions, hundreds of millions, creating poor quality work. As much as I tried when Dafred to make that article light, you know, as I read it, it just felt heavy. And I thought, all I'm going to do is make enemies. I'm not going to achieve anything here. In fact, part of it was because I had an agency at the time, and I wanted to use that to try and shake up the establishment. I thought, this is just going to end in tears. Because, you know, when you call people out, people don't like it. And at the time, I was turning 40, and I had started looking at my life. You remember I spoke about Uguti, anxiety, and a lot of it was my own decision-making. It was during that period where I was looking at my life and going, Melusi, you have lived a reckless life, you know. So I started introspecting, and in doing so, I started listening to a lot of podcasts. Zama, mindset and that kind of thing. And I remember coming across one podcast that said a couple of things that really changed the course of my life. I don't even remember whose podcast it was. It said, no one listens to angry people. Right. And what they meant is, anger is good because anger changes the world. You know, if you're angry about something, like look at us now. We are angry about what we heard from Mkhwanazi. What we are learning has been going on, Qhubeka, you know. But when you approach people with anger, they shut down because they feel attacked.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I took that in. And I used to deal with issues like this language thing like that. You know? And I realized, well, yes, this is true. People would just be like, here's this guy again.
Yeah.
Here's this guy coming here to ruin my day. And then the second thing that I came across said, if you've got a talent, give it away for free. Right? Don't wait to be briefed. Don't wait to be commissioned. Just give it away for free. That stuck with me. Another point that stuck with me was, don't tell people what they're doing wrong. Show them how to do the right thing. That also stuck with me. Right? And then I decided to take those three things. I said, okay, because my Facebook is full of friends who are in advertising, marketing, and comms. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start writing and sharing an isiZulu word a day, build a story around it, and share that, right? So what I was demonstrating here is my love for isiZulu instead of my anger towards those who don't respect isiZulu and other languages.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then I knew Gucci, I am good at writing engaging, funny stories. So I said, let me give that away. And then, instead of telling people what they're doing wrong, let me make them fall in love nesiZulu.
Yes.
And that's how the thing came about. I wasn't teaching. I was just saying,
Just
look,
sharing.
yeah, Gucci, yeah. And then it just grew, and eventually became Melusi's Everyday Zulu. We're sitting here now. There's been a top-selling book. There's been radio features. I had a column in Finweek. It's been an interesting journey. And Isa Qhubeka. Isa Qhubeka is, it continues. It continues. Isa Qhubeka. Yes. So that's where this project comes from, definitely. Yeah.
Okay. Siyaqhubeka.
Qhubeka. So, what are you up to currently, David?
Khona manje ngiphezu kwencwadi. I'm writing a book on the life journey of Jeff Hadebe, the former minister of many things. He served under so many presidents, from Mandela to Zuma to everyone. Yes. So so I've been interviewing him and those people around him, people that he interacted with.
Yeah.
So, for example, 2 months ago, we were in the US, in Atlanta, where he introduced me to his American friends. I mean, I was gobsmacked that he is so connected with.
You were allowed into America when?
Of course. Ngumntungwa mina, ngumntungwa. Uvula bevalile.
I think after featuring on this podcast, you will not be allowed. Because I say many things about America. But anyway, sorry for disturbing you, yeah.
No, so I interviewed Andrew Young, the former mayor of Atlanta. So we were in Atlanta. So we interviewed him, we interviewed other Americans who were very close to Jeff Hadebe. And Andrew Young tells some beautiful, amazing stories about the relationship, the symbiotic relationship between Black America and South Africa, anti-apartheid South Africa.
Yes.
So he came here in 1972-73 with Arthur Ashe, the tennis player.
Yeah.
So Arthur Ashe was participating in some competition, and then in their leisurely hours, they said, okay, we might as well go and see Nelson Mandela in prison. So they applied for permission, which was denied. But the government of the day was kind of gracious in another sense, because they then said, okay, Nelson Mandela is still in prison, so you're not allowed to visit him. However, we have just released another political prisoner, Robert Sobukwe. You are allowed to go and see him. So the brothers drove from Cape Town to Kimberley, the three of them. They got to Kimberley, introduced themselves to Robert Sobukwe. Well, he knew their names because, he's a reader, he's a professor.
Sure.
And by that time, he was very sick. He had cancer, which would ultimately claim his life.
Yes.
And so they start talking about civil rights movement in the US and the anti-apartheid struggle here in South Africa and how they've worked together, how they've inspired each other. Because the Americans were looking up to us as Black South Africans for inspiration. Yeah. And vice versa, we were looking up to them as well. Black consciousness as we know it in South Africa, as propounded by the likes of Steve Biko, that was informed by the Americans. So this kind of symbiotic existence was what they spoke about, Robert Sobukwe and the three Americans. And just as they were about to leave, Robert Sobukwe says, you know what, you've helped us. Because at that time, the American civil rights movement, well, not civil rights movement, the American anti-apartheid movement.
Yes.
Abo Harry Belafonte, Danny Glover, Andrew Young, and others. We're just beginning, not Jesse Jackson, they were just beginning disinvestment campaign against apartheid South Africa.
Sure. Sanctions.
Sanctions, yes. So Lokuzane Ubabu Sobuge commends them, which you are doing the right thing, blah 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 blah. But you know what? What you can help us with at another level, education.
Yeah.
Can you create some kind of fund or bursary schemes to help Black people from South Africa access education? And so Andrew Young says, oh yeah, but we should start with your family. Where are your kids? And he tells them, no, they are in high school. Oh, no, we're going to take them with, which they did.
Okay.
So Robert Sobuga's children went to Atlanta, but high school in Atlanta, and then from Atlanta via a University of Michigan.
Okay.
Michigan State, yeah. And then later there was something called Equal Opportunities for Black South Africans, yeah. And to this day, there are many beneficiaries in top positions, beneficiaries of that scheme, Equal Opportunities. I mean, names that come readily to mind would be Sakima Xozoma, Vincent Mtambo, the founder of Exaro Coal, and many others.
Okay.
And they were beneficiaries of that campaign, that scheme, say education. So that is what Jeff Khatebe was sharing with me. This is what the Americans have been helping us with, and so on. So he brought me to Atlanta so that I could interview these guys. I interviewed Andrew Young and others. Yeah.
Sounds like it's going to be a fascinating book.
A beautiful journey that this man has had. Yeah. So that's the book I'm working on.
Okay, no. It sounds amazing. I can't wait. Qhubeka, uyibhale, uyiqede. That's another word. Qede, uyiqede. Qeda is complete.
Complete.
Uyiqede is complete it.
Yes.
Or finish it.
Yes.
Qeda, complete, finish. Uyiqede, complete it, finish it.
Yes.
Interestingly,
and what are you busy with?
Mina, I'm also busy. Well, I don't know if I can say I'm busy with the book. I have a book in the pipeline. I finished the first draft a few months ago, but I haven't gone back to edit that draft. It intimidates me. Like I'm scared of it, In fact, let me tell you how much.
Ngisaba ukuqhubeka.
Ngisaba ukuqhubeka. Yeah. Let me tell you how much it intimidates me. Sometimes I'll have the file open on Word. So I go there, I open it. I'm like, okay, today is the day, and then I don't do it. I start writing other things. And then occasionally, I will close the windows that I have open, and then it pops up, and I scream. Ngathatha laptop.
It's ngila, angina.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, I think even at the office, people have heard me scream.
Okay.
And I was talking about anxiety. This book is a current source of anxiety, and it is once again self-inflicted. Because if I just open this book and deal with it, this anxiety will pass. Ngeke iqhubeke.
Yes.
Ngeke iqhubeke. Ngeke is it shall not. Ngeke. Ngeke is also no.
No. Yeah.
Ngeke. Or I won't.
Yes.
Or it won't. Yes. Ngeke, it won't. I won't. They won't. But the key thing is ngeke is won't.
Yes.
Won't. So ngeke iqhubeke. It will not continue. My anxiety will not continue if I qhubeka dealing with this book.
Yeah.
And you know what? When we leave here, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to bite the bullet and face up. Look, I mean, and there was a day where I just flipped through and then I said, let me see which piece it lands on. So let me tell you what the book is about before I can tell you about the piece that it landed on. The book, the title is English Never Loved Us, right? And it's a collection of stories that celebrate South Africa's multilingualism and multiculturalism, right? It's about how we engage with each other across cultures, religions, socioeconomic statuses. It's about that. It's about how we navigate this diversity as experienced by me and observed by me. So a lot of the stories are first-hand stories where it's engagements that I was involved in. Others are engagements that I observed. Others are stories that I was told by other people. And then there's also quite a bit of stuff where it's based on engagements that I've seen on social media. Because interestingly, social media is the real melting pot in South Africa.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
That's where South Africans from all walks of life get to engage with each other, and often to hilarity. And another thing that inspired me to write this book was the observation where South Africans from different cultural groups have come to a point where now we laugh with each other versus at each other.
Yes.
People see the differences, but we no longer rub them in each other's faces as ways to make each other feel terrible about who we are. We still laugh. We will laugh with you. And for me, when I saw that, I was like, this is amazing. It's amazing from where we are to having people saying, hey, ngikupha umswarelo.
And my people's fight with the letter R. Amalandi.
Nkosi yami. And the thing about the letter R is that it catches all of us off guard. Even if you are a modern Zulu, there are moments where you get it wrong. Where you can hear yourself, oh, did I just say land? So one of the
Ilolile emelafe hostel.
Yeah. So the piece. So I scroll through the book and then I land on a piece, just two. And you know what? Now, I don't know what I'm scared of, because every time I read a piece, I laugh. I laugh. So maybe I need to get over myself. But in this particular piece, it's a conversation between a bunch of guys, and they're chilling, just like we're sitting here, having a chat. And then a Motswana friend walks in. So he greets everyone, and then I think he was excited that he had learned something, right? So he decides to greet the one guy as Tagazelo, his clan name.
Yes.
This guy is Undlovu.
Okay.
And the clan name, as you know, is Uboya Benyat.
Yeah.
So this Motswana guy comes in, he greets everyone, and then he goes, Boya Benyatsi. Inyati is the animal.
Yeah, buffalo. Buffalo.
Yeah, buffalo. Uboya is fur, hair. So he's like, so that clan name just means the fur of a buffalo.
Of a buffalo,
right?
yes.
But Uboya Benyatsi, Inyatsi is what we shall call umakwapheni,
yes.
A concubine.
A concubine,
right?
yes.
So he essentially called him pubes of a concubine. Undlovu was unimpressed. And what I remember is that he was set up by a Swati friend who said Nyatsi.
Nyatsi. Kasiswati phela
Nyatsi. Yeah. But to Umtwana, he couldn't hear the difference between ts and tsi. The slight difference. So Boyabenyatsi and Boyabenyatsi, not the same thing. So the book has got pieces like that, where some are about confusion, but there are also more serious pieces that address societal issues. For instance, I've got quite a few pieces around race relations, which in South Africa can be very tricky. And racism, Qhubeka. We have seen people even deciding they're going to be refugees in America. So I also touch on those, but the gist of the book is just about getting to know each other a little bit better. My small contribution to that. I imagine some Tani in Pof Adder, reading a story about two guys in Soweto waiting at the queue of the ShopRite, what is it?
Money market.
Where the two of them are standing there, and a stunning looking woman approaches them and hugs one of them because she knows him, and she asks him, "How are you doing?" And he automatically says, "I am here to send money to my father in Zimbabwe." And the woman says to him, "How? But aren't you from Soweto?" He says, yes. No. I was born in Soweto, raised by my mother, single mother, but I recently learned that my father is actually Zimbabwean and he's in Zimbabwe not doing well. So I send him money every once in a while. Upon hearing this woman lets go of him, and without saying a word, she leaves. His friend then says to him, "Yeah, Baba, what do you mean you're sending money to Zimbabwe?" And this guy, and he says, "Isn't this woman that you said you like? And she's part of Operation Tudula. Why would you tell her that you are from Zimbabwe?" And this guy says, "Listen here, my brother. I'd rather this woman assumes that I'm from Zimbabwe than she learns that I play the lotto." She's going to say I'm poor. And a piece like that addresses issues of trans-border engagements as well as class issues in South Africa, where someone would rather be called a foreigner than have people learn that he plays the lotto. I mean, also, and I'm just thinking about this now. Speaking of lotto, the scourge of gambling that has gripped South Africa. It started ngathi kala kancane start. It started ngathi kala kancane, but iyaqhubeka manje. And iyandlondlobala. I mean, I was listening to the radio and they were talking about how kids in schools have schemes, gambling schemes, online gambling, where they pool money together to gamble.
Wow.
It's a scourge that needs to be dealt with in Qhubeka, because it is dangerous. It is extremely dangerous, Hey, man. No. It's if there's something engafanelanga Qhubeka, yiyo nalezinto Mkhwanazi ekade ekhuluma ngazo. I mean, when you look at a billboard, almost every few kilometers there's a billboard advertising a gambling platform, a gambling company. I think they said, I was listening to the news, I think they said last year it hit like 1.4 trillion or something like that was spent on gambling.
Wow.
Have you seen the queues?
Sure.
Have you seen the queues outside these betting shops?
Betway, whatever.
Oh my goodness. No, this thing needs to be curbed and very quickly. Something like gambling is unfortunate in that there are people who are becoming rich, wealthy, extremely wealthy by bleeding the poor.
Yes.
Because that's what it is.
Yes. And the majority of the people who go to these places are the poorest.
It's desperation.
Yeah.
It is desperation.
Domestic workers, factory workers. Bazothatha imali yokugcina bayifaka laphaya.
It is desperation.
Yeah, exactly.
And then on the other side, you've got the fat cats who are milking the country. They are the ones creating this environment that is ripe for gambling.
Yes, of course.
So it is crazy. It is crazy. And you ask yourself, Uguti, how do people sleep at night? But I think they sleep very well in their 1,000 thread Egyptian linen. It's crazy when Ababu Mtungo, man. So yeah, so I'm busy with that book.
With that book.
And this. And this, I mean, this is the first episode. Like I said, I'm looking to do an episode a month. And I still have my job in advertising.
So ikhona inqubekela phambili.
Inqubekela phambili, progress. Ikhona. No. You know, I don't want to lie. I've come to learn that inqubekela phambili is the most important thing. Not perfection, not seeking immediate success, just step by step, be it your health, be it your relationships, be it your career, be it your projects. Inqubekela phambili is where it's at.
Yes.
Every day, if you're doing better than you did yesterday or last week, you are winning. And even if you don't, you will do better the next week. Also, inqubekela phambili also depends on your attitude towards yourself. You shouldn't be too hard on yourself. You know, even if you miss some of the goals that you have set for yourself, it's okay.
It's incremental.
Exactly.
It's like, you're a writer. You know, one lesson I always impart when I give writing workshops, don't think of it as a book. When you're writing a book, don't think of it as a book.
Yeah.
Think of it as 500 words per week.
Yeah.
If we are being conservative.
Yes, yeah.
Or 1,000 words per week.
Yeah.
This week in Zopala, 100,000. I mean, 1,000 words. Yeah. That's how you eat an elephant.
Yes.
You don't just gulp it.
No.
Yeah. That's writing a book. That is life as well. Life is incremental.
Yes.
It's incremental.
It really is. It really is. And best we are Qhubeka. You must always continue.
Yes.
You must always continue. You know, even on days that feel dark and heavy. You know, you wake up, you wash your face, or your whole body if you are able to. I mean, I recommend washing the whole body. You open the curtains or you go outside. Nothing helps you go forward to Qhubeka than a clean body, fresh air, and sunshine. You see, me as someone who's lived with anxiety, even though it's much less now, that's how I deal with my mornings. You know, I make sure amanzi, water, open curtains, immediately get sunlight, open the windows when it's not too cold, immediately get fresh air or go outside. You know, because when you're lying there, you allow the anxiety to Qhubeka.
Exactly.
You're stewing. You're stewing. Get up. Get up. Splash some water or take a full wash, open the curtains, go outside, go for a walk. Walks are free. You know, doesn't matter where you are in life, where you live, walks are free for everyone. Go for a walk. Every day, go for a walk if you can. Uhambe, man, you know.
Do you remember what I did in 2019? I walked from Joburg to KZN.
Your book, Dance to the...
No, it looks on the longest march.
The longest march, yes.
I walked from here.
Yeah.
From Joburg to KZN in 10 days. Long Qhubeka.
I'm sure there were times where it was you know, and now it's too far forward, it's too far back. You have no choice but to Qhubeka now.
Exactly.
No. I do remember that initiative of yours.
People were saying, we want to work with you.
Yeah.
So we thought about it, because Ilokuzane, council, ladies with Mnambit Council.
Yeah.
We're prepared to sponsor everything.
Okay.
And the talks were at an advanced stage.
All right.
And now we raise issue of security, mind. Abantu bazokidnapha laphayana, bafuna ama-ransom. Yabona le nto le.
Zange isaqhubeka. Zange isaqhubeka. Hayi son.
Yeah.
See, this is the country that we are currently living in.
Yeah.
You know, these are the things that really need to be fixed. You know,
Exactly.
we don't need a commission of inquiry. We've had enough commissions of inquiry. We need action.
Yes.
We need action.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
because if without action, lobugebengu buzoqhubeka.
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 Buzoqhubeka nje.
I'm a talk shop. Are not going to help us with anything. No. But also, I think Nati as citizens, we are too complacent. We really do not hold this government accountable. You know, why are we not up in arms? Why are we not marching all over the place, saying we demand action? We izoqhubeka because we just sit and complain but do nothing. It's time to stand up, Ngempela, and fight for the kind of country we believe this can be. Because I believe in this country.
We
I believe
have
in the people
so
of
much
this country.
potential, so much potential as a country. Uthi manje, we need to tap that potential.
We do. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Mtungwa.
Hayi.
Ngiyakubonga mina ukuthi you took time out of your day.
No, sure.
On your day off. You then spent it with me.
Yes.
I really appreciate it and I appreciate you, Putwa.
Hayi, siyabonga Mshengo. Donga lamavuso sithi ke qhubekeke.
Hayi ngizoqhubeka. Njoba sengibusiswe uwe. Hayi, le nkonzo ivuleke kamnandi ke izoqhubeka.
Nazo.
All right, ngiyabonga.
Okay, mfethu.
Thank you very much. Sure.
Melusi's Everyday Zulus.